What do you not take seriously anymore? My supervisor's sense of urgency. Not everything can be urgent, and not every weekend and holiday can be turned into unpaid workdays. Serious news sources that use words like slams or destroys e.g. Trudeau slams Biden's plans, and then the article goes on to explain a polite disagreement. Breaking news. Ad unprecedented. We are so unprecedented that we need a precedent for a while. Balance that shite out. Voicemail messages stating that the ICE is placing me under investigation for tax fraud and to call them immediately with my social security number in hand to discuss appropriate action. My boss, when I realized that he looks like Danny DeVito, I can't look at him without laughing. I read this a few years ago on Reddit, and it's stuck with me, so I'll share it here. Credit to you so much coffee for initially writing it. The shitty truth is that the upper, say, 5% of every fan base is effing insufferable. Basically without variance. There's a effing guy out there that has like broccoli t-shirts, broccoli posters. He has a effing broccoli keychain. And if you're like, dude, I love broccoli too, he'd say you had no idea what you were talking about. You like broccoli? What about broccoli rabe? I bet you've never even seen Chinese broccoli. I eat broccoli with every meal. I can make it 213 different ways. I have a effing broccoli garden in my backyard. That's the upper 5% of every effing interest group. I have no idea why people do this, or how they've convinced themselves this suffices for an identity, but that seems to be the idea. So, virtually everything has people out there that take it too seriously. The imaginary to do in life / by the age of X list. A lot of YouTubers. Seems like they all recycle each other's vain content, just for the ad revenue. Yes, this is true. Find channels that are political, regardless if it's left wing or right wing, seem to reuse others' opinions a lot. Like one YouTuber will make a video on a subject, and it might have a new take on something. By the end of the day there's 4 others suddenly have the same opinion. Ended up unfollowing a lot on both sides. Feel better for it. My mom's promises that she'll get help for her opioid / alcohol addiction. I just need to. First, I need to make sure. I do all the research for the camel, but the camel stops short of drinking. Fitness models providing natural ways to grow your butt and lips, not realizing the filler is so obvious. My job. Not taking my job seriously is the healthiest thing I've done in years. I'm responsible, not committed. I will do what I'm supposed to do and do it to the best of my abilities. And that's it. I work on an outsourcing tech company. I'm fully aware that my job is not important. If it was, they wouldn't outsource it. I value my job and my steady income a lot, especially in a pandemic. I value it, but I'm not thankful for it. It is a transactional relationship in which I comply with a schedule and tasks, and they pay me a salary in return, and it works marvels like that. I won't be stressed for that is not mine. I won't work after hours to show how committed I am. My job. Been burned too many times, overworked, underutilized, promised promotions and raises that never come to fruition. I now realize why older workers give no shits. Any politician whose campaign focuses on what others are doing wrong, not what they are going to do. We've been trying to reach you about your vehicle's extended warranty. Damn Terry, I ain't know a Huffy had a warranty. Science journalism. Scientist, we have discovered a new method for synthesizing proteins. Journalist, can it cure cancer? Scientist, it is possible that it could improve the effectiveness of some treatments for certain sorts of cancer in mice. Headline, scientist cures cancer. What other people think of me? I need to learn this skill. In 2020 I came to the conclusion that life is simply not worth living. I have schizophrenia and been to the psych ward too many times. I decided I didn't want to live anymore. But I have too many friends and family that would be devastated, so that wasn't really an option. But that just added more pressure, and in the end I couldn't handle it anymore. Decided to kill myself, but then I had a sudden flash of clarity. If I'm going to be dead anyway, Why not just live my life and just not give a single F about anything? If I die tomorrow I'll be totally fine with it. If I hurt all my friends and family, so be it. I can't fight reality and there is no point in trying. Honestly felt like I've been cured overnight. I feel such an overwhelming peace in my life every day now. Insomnia gone. All stress gone. I can focus on stuff again. My head is clear and I don't get delusions anymore. Life became bliss the moment I stopped caring and just accepted the cards I was dealt. I still hallucinate a ref ton, but I just imagine I'm tripping on acid 24/7 and having a blast. It's only when you lost everything that you're free to do anything. Tyler Durden. The media freak out du jour. I get it. Emergencies and terrible news sells. But it isn't actually as bad as you're making it out to be. It is almost never as bad as they say it is. I remember being in Florida, Hurricane Alley, and we had one of many hurricanes pass right over my area. It was bad. No electricity, trees down, power lines down, etc. But it was not the apocalypse. After the storm, I'm driving to a friend's house and we see a reporter standing in a ditch with water up to his knees reporting just how devastating the storm was with all the flooding and wind, etc. It was at this moment I basically stopped trusting the news. They can frame a story however they want you to see it. Unfortunately, it's not just the weather, it's everything, and if you want to believe it, you will. Any company selling me a service and not a product, at this point I feel like they all are just trying to scam me out of something I could easily do myself. Winter. It's just cold spring now. This sub. Hogwarts points. After all growing up and realizing that Dumbledore kept awarding last minute points to Gryffindor, I just laugh now every time they are mentioned. The Academy Awards. When they started requiring a checklist of bullet points that need to be in your movie in order to even be considered for Best Picture, they completely lost the meaning of art. You can't put a checklist on someone's expression. So F the Oscars. Also social media / Instagram influencers. The risks posed by quicksand. Society. To be honest, social media has a lot to do with it. I've just lost respect for people as a whole after seeing all the bullshit that they value. The word toxic. I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that you're toxic? The kind of car I drive. From the time you are a teenager to your 30s you can fall in love with a vehicle, then one day you go out and buy the kind of car you need, and the whole love affair with any particular car is over. Safely remove USB drive. Most people. Advertising. You don't need 99% of the crap being hawked by TV commercials, YouTube ads, billboards, telemarketers, door-to-door salesmen, flyer distributors, etc. The companies that make these things have an incentive to straight up lie to you. Any sense of real justice in the world? Award shows. Ever since I learned how much campaigning goes into Oscar nominations, all of them though are just thinly veiled excuses for rich people to get drunk and pat themselves on the back. The word unprecedented. Politics. Valid. Apostrophe. Society. People's political opinions. No point trying to converse with brainwashed sentiment. I just move on and focus on my houseplants. News media. The idea that I have to be a good person to everyone. Some people just don't deserve that luxury, and nowadays I'll be damn sure to let them know. Democrats and Republicans, or the two-party system. When a celebrity is cancelled, sometimes there's a good reason for it, but increasingly it's stuff like they got into an argument and said some mean things. I want them to die. Anyone's bullshit. It's the one advantage of growing old. You have no fucks left to give. Video games. I still play them, but I have no interest in getting the latest games, keeping up with what's coming out, min-maxing or getting good. The media. They are in it for money and do whatever makes them the most money, even if it means twisting or exaggerating the truth. Death. The Grammys. Eminem has been preaching about it for a long time, but The Weeknd getting snubbed in 2020 was crossing the line. Social media. I used to be into it like everyone else. Now I realize how dumb it is. Reddit not included obviously. No, Reddit is most definition included. My husband when he hurls insults at me. Since I left I've become a better person who is more independent and able to make independent decisions and save money and think about a future. He's still out blowing money left and right. My relationship with my kids has never been better. I'm on some great meds after I was diagnosed with some mental health issues. My outlook is better and I have a real chance at a real career now because I found the courage and strength to admit I'm worth one and I need one. I've realized his insults are just his way of justifying the S he does. Star Wars. Phone calls from numbers I don't know. I used to answer every call so I wouldn't miss anything important, then I realized that it was a waste of time. If it's important they will leave a message. Life.